quickly get into, since we've started talking about Sarah Adwoa Safo, Member of Parliament for Dome Kwabenya, let's bring in that issue. Have you heard about this 120,000 Ghana cedi payment into her account and all of that? How do you feel about that development, Andrew?
Well, if I make any statement that requires an apology, I'm humble enough to make an apology. And
do that now.
Retract. But I haven't made any statement that requires an apology. In any event, you see, you guys throw figures out there as if to say people don't have the wherewithal to check or to validate. Okay? And I would have wished personally.
Just to clarify, when you say you guys, whom are you referring to?
I'm talking to the NDC.
Which figure have I thrown out on this program?
And it's important, okay, that when we're making public conversations, we are factual. Now, I'm not aware whether indeed the amount of money that, then I've seen the tape that Kennedy Japan is alleged to have, well, not even an allegation, because I saw
Republic Press newspaper this morning captures it at 120,000.
Well, I've seen it. I listened to some clip on Asasi Radio, I believe, yesterday evening, and I'm not in a position to confirm whether indeed his assertion is true or not. But assuming that it was even true, do we know the circumstances under which that fund was made available to her? We all have been told, and I don't have any cause to doubt, that she has some medical condition. Okay, and so can it not be the case that if that figure was made available to her, it was to assist with her medical expenses? I don't know. So those details ought to be provided. But I'm saying that in this assertion about private jet,
so you're suggesting it could be that owing to her health situation, this money was put into her account to aid her, take care of her hospital bills or something, right?
I don't know. At this point, we can all only conjecture. Okay? He is suggesting that this money was taxpayers' money that was given to her, okay, to aid her coming to Ghana.
But that is the suggestion from your own camp. It is not his suggestion. It is what your own member of parliament has said.
Did you listen to him?
Yes. Yes.
Now I want to know from you. And if you listen to him, is that what he said?
That was a suggestion, wasn't it?
What suggestion? That's your understanding.
What is your understanding?
I don't know. I'm saying that it could be for whatever reason. And so it's important that that clarification is made. I don't have a problem people calling for a clarification of whether indeed it was even true that this money was given to her and for what purpose to be made public. I don't have any problems at all. Okay? But you cannot then extrapolate and suggest that this was given to her. I've seen people suggesting that he was bribed to come to Ghana. Adwoa Safo came in December. We all saw her. She was my mate in law school, so I know her very well.
She appeared. She appeared once for a crucial, vote, and that was it. We didn't see her again.
But of course, the nature of the parliament that we have today, okay, requires that if one member is out of the jurisdiction, steps are taken to bring the person back in.
Okay.
That is the reality that we face as a country.
Okay, so just to make the point, as far as you are concerned, in order not to drag this too much.
You have an opposition that takes the view that government failing, not Ghanaians suffering, not Ghanaians benefiting from their government will inure to their political advantage. Seriously. So whatever it is that it takes to disrupt the business of government, they will do.
How is the opposition doing that? They are not. Andrew, let me just make this point. How is the opposition doing that, especially when they are not, urging or egging on Sarah Adwoa Safo to do what she's doing? You have already said that she has health issues she's dealing with. How can they be pushing that agenda?
I'm not talking relative to Adwoa Safo. I'm talking of their posture in Parliament.
All right.
Unless, of course, you just came back into town and you are not aware of their posture in Parliament. But you are very much aware of their posture. Their posture is to frustrate government business because of the nature of the parliamentary arrangement.
Wow.
Right, but it would boil down to the same politics we played in the Fourth Republic. But a quick one, a quick one.
To enable them to participate in the decision making.
Right, Andrew, a quick one.
Yeah, sure.
These moves and how the rampant, the scathing attacks on Sarah Adwoa Safo from the Member of Parliament for Masin Central and others within your caucus, some have taken exception to it and felt that, especially as a woman, you're not being fair to her. There are people who have had medical issues and dealt with them. In fact, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram, Sam George, says the Lower West Akim lawmaker, Chebafor, in 2019 went practically an entire year without being in Parliament. We have examples of the current Greater Accra Regional Minister and Member of Parliament for Ayawaso Central. We have that of Kennedy Ejapong himself, Asin Central Member of Parliament, who supposedly missed 18 sessions back-to-back in Parliament, and they didn't get any flack for it. I know the procedure and the processes to follow, but why is the case of Sarah Adwoa Safo different, and why are there moves to relieve her of her seat?
Well, you see, I indicated a short while ago that I have a very personal relationship with that man. I can even, for want of being contradictory, suggests that I know her longer than almost all members of Parliament, apart from those who have a familiar relationship.
That's not true.
I said, well, I went to school with her. I was in Legon with her.
I went to Legon with her the same year, and she was my friend.
Is this going to be a banter on who knows Adwoa Safo better? Anyway,
but
go ahead.
You were not in our law class, and so that
I didn't need to be in the law class.
Please let him move on this point. And go ahead.
I'm careful, just because of the relationship that I have with her in public commentary about her situation. Because last year, I was privy to public information that I'm sure all of us were, that she had been granted some extended medical leave. And she sought permission appropriately from Parliament. And so if you look on our vote and proceedings, you see her as being marked as absent with permission. Unfortunately, when we came for the first meeting of the second session, which is this year, I've noticed that she's marked as absent, not absent with permission. But of course, the issues that have come up, obviously from Honorable Kennedy Ejapong and some other people, from where I sit, it's purely born out of frustration.
Right.
Because you know that Honorable Kennedy Ejapong has 2 children with Adwoa Safo. Yesterday, the clip that I listened to, he made assertions to that, confirmed, and then proceeded to even suggest why people are accusing him and insulting him for having gone to support Adwoa Safo in the 2020 general elections, particularly at the primaries and also in the elections. And so there are some emotions that are at play. And I would only urge caution because, like I said, of course, if people who are closer to her know her situation, and if the allegations that we're hearing of some demands are true, then that would be unfortunate.
Do you feel your friend Adwoa Safo is deliberately holding your party to ransom? Very briefly on that. What is your honest take? Be candid.
Well, I think that if it is deliberate on her part, then it will be unfortunate.
So you don't think it's deliberate?
I don't know. Because like I said, I haven't spoken to her for the entirety of the period that, of course, when she came for the prior to, the meetings before Christmas break, I spoke to her, briefly. But post that, I haven't had any encounter or engagement with her at all. So I'm not in a position to confirm whether she's well.
Finally, for now, for those party people, Kennedy Japong included, and others who have gone hard after her, even talking about the fact that she's dancing on TikTok, and I hear her account is back up on TikTok, and not coming to focus on parliamentary affairs. Do you feel your party has been fair to her?
Well, of course. I mean, if people have, there are levels of information that people have. I mean, I do not have detailed information about what is going on in her private life. But if people have some information that makes them draw the conclusion that her actions are deliberate, she's doing this to exact some, if you like, demands from government, then I would conclude that that's very unfortunate, and I would urge her to reconsider her position and attend before Parliament to participate with the work of government.
Thank you, Andrew.